Hi guys, it's Mex, and today we're going to have a look at one of the Players Fleet crown jewels. To be more specific, a ruby. So let's have a look. So we're here with Jez from Carrera Bodyworks. He's going to talk us through this build and talk about what Carrera Bodyworks is all about. What started as a Saturday job and is now well-renowned bodyworks.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Carrera Bodyworks, how did it start? What was it about?
When I left school, one Saturday, heard about a Saturday job in a body shop. Thought that might be for me, went along to have a look. As I went into the place, saw a car in the spray booth. Just the silhouette of it, and that was a Porsche 930 Turbo, black one, just been sprayed. And the paint looked like it had been poured on. It just still looked wet. And it just stuck with me. Just such a cool car, such an iconic car. Wanted to be a part of that. And kind of went from there, and that's where the name came from. Although for years, not doing really anything on Porsches at all, I'd be doing market traders vans, whatever it needed doing. But then thankfully, it's kind of gone full circle, and do all brands, all manner of things.
Okay, perfect. So, and obviously this
Yeah.
Porsche coloured.
Yeah. Well, I'd never seen one this colour, and I don't think we probably will see another one that colour.
No, I don't think so. So, did you want to talk us through? Obviously, this is a Escort RS Turbo.
Yeah, Escort Series 2 RS Turbo. Yeah, Cole Taylor's car. Known Cole for a while through doing player shows with my car and being reasonably successful doing that. And at one of the shows a couple of years back, chatting to Carl, and he just kind of said, I want you to do something to my car. And I said, well, what do you mean something? And he said, I just want you to take it, do whatever. And I didn't necessarily think that would come to fruition. I didn't think that was going to happen. Thought he was just kind of joking, but then through phone calls or messages or whatever, it just kind of built up and up and up to the stage of him saying, just go and pick my car up.
This was then the start. It was black at the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much standard. It was black. It was already on air suspension. It had RS7 spokes on there, 17-inch, with some tiny little rubber band tyres. And it was a clean car. Carl did say to me, when you get it back and start pulling it apart, if you find it's not a clean, nice car, we'll just bin it. But thankfully, it was a solid car. It had been loved.
Yeah, it's good, because that's, as we all know, old cars do go through
Old Fords.
Go through quite a few owners, and as they dip.
That was the worry with it, as we were saying a while ago. If you have a car of this age, it's like 30 years old.
What year is this? 89?
89. So if you have a car of this age, there's been 10 different people having their go at tuning it and thinking they're some sort of modifying god or whatever. So it's a total mishmash by you got it. But that wasn't this car. I mean, it had some bits and bobs done, but it was mostly stock.
And now it definitely isn't stock.
No.
So I'm thinking, should we start from the rear, should we start from the front?
Wherever you fancy.
Talk me through.
Wherever you fancy. Well, the biggest thing, I guess, is the colour.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk about the colour. How did we end up? Carl decision, your decision?
No, he didn't really have a lot of input at all. He just left me to it. And he
just gave you a black car and said, go wild.
Do whatever.
Nice.
I just want something cool. That was what he said. So being a Porsche bloke and working on them and sort of looking, the Porsche colour range back then from late 80s, early 90s on like the 964s and that, they were quite brave on their colours. And I'd never seen this colour used on one of these. There's been a few cars recently that have been painted Rubystone, but I've never seen a Series 2 done in it. So yeah, just thought it'd be a nice colour to put on there. And it's weird, there's no metallic in it, there's no pearlescent in the colour, nothing like that. It's a solid colour.
Just solid gloss.
Well, it's a base and clear I've done on this. You can get it in solid gloss, but I've done base and clear. And depending on what environment it's in, if it's in the sun, it looks Barbie pink.
Perfect.
Other lights, it can look like a darker purple. But that was a colour I wanted to do, and I was just kind of hoping that Carl would be all right with it. And because of cars he's done previously, I didn't think he'd mind too much.
I don't think, no. I don't think he would mind at all now seeing it. I'm sure he doesn't. So yeah, the colour period correct as well, as you say, from the Porsche 964 years, the Rubystone. Yeah, I think it works. And I think Rubystone, if you were to paint it like a Barbie pink, it's always going to be like, but Rubystone just works. Yeah, it's a classy
cool
pink. It's a classy pink. Yeah. It's not a cheap pink.
Yeah, exactly.
I get you. Obviously, starting from the front, I'm not a Ford guy, so if you want to talk me through, is this bumper? Obviously, the headlight we can probably address. Let's address the headlight. So, remove the headlight, put a air duct, which looks sick.
Yeah. It's I mean, the airbox is behind that, so it is functional. It is doing something, just to give it a bit more of an aggressive look. And it's the same with the front bumper. I mean, I can't take credit for all of that. Two other blokes are involved in the build, which is David and Stuart Platt. They've got a red Series 2, which is quite similar to this with lots of carbon and everything else. And Dave just isn't frightened of tackling things and cutting them up and doing whatever. So the front bumper is a Dave creation, and he's lost that there should be a top bar across here. That's gone. Obviously, this has all been opened up. For a bigger intercooler, which I have got back at the workshop, which is going on there. Carl's got another one to go in there. And then it's an RS lower valance, which was an optional extra part from back in the 80s. From
here down.
Yeah. But these are quite hard to get hold of now. You still see them turn up every now and again, but this one, thankfully, was not too far from where I'm based. And then just a carbon lower splitter on there, but it's quite cool because even a chap called Phil from Carbon Delight, he done all of the carbon work on here, but he's finicky and he takes pride in his work, and even where it goes to the middle, it goes into a V.
Yeah, the V in the middle really equal to what seems like the centre of the car.
Some people wouldn't even pick up on that, but it's little details like that, I think, that make it different to other cars and just make it work.
It looks, like I said, that really aggressive front end. Obviously, bonnet vents. The
vents are standard. They're standard on a Series 2. The holes in the middle aren't. I just felt it needed something different there. I like what they used to do with all the louvers that you'd have punched in. Yeah. I like that look, but that has been done. So between Dave and I, we thought, let's just cut some slats in there. So they would just cut out freehand and just put in there and just with a little hint of a player's logo. It's the same again. I want people to look at it and instantly you're drawn in by the colour. But I like doing cars that people look at and you think, wow, look at that. And then you look again and think, hang on a minute. Or you can go off to a different part of the showground and look at another car, but you want to come back and have a second look. Yeah,
because every time you come back and have a look, you spot different.
It's not gone so far that you don't know what the car is.
No.
And it's almost OEM plus. There's still a lot of Ford parts on there. Like the wing mirrors are Escort Cosworth World Rally Car wing mirrors. Never seen them on a Mark IV. And we could have done stubbier ones, we could have done DTM style ones, but that's still in keeping with Ford.
I was going to ask actually about the mirrors. I don't know. I didn't know if you'd cut these and...
No. They're World Rally Car Escort Cosworth mirrors.
I'm not sure.
You don't see a lot out of them.
You can see much out of them.
But they look cool.
But when you're doing rallying, you don't really need to look
You're not looking
back.
behind, are you?
No. So moving on, then you can't get away from A-pillars and the roof.
Yeah.
Carbon.
Yeah, same again. They're Carbon Delight parts. And it's not just a skin, it is a roof. We cut the roof out of the car. I think there's no point just plonking a bit on the top. If you're going to do it, let's do it right. So yeah, and it's exposed carbon inside as well. Gloss carbon inside.
Yeah.
Just looks.
So it's a functional carbon roof.
Yeah. I mean, the original roof had a tilt and slide sunroof in there. So I don't know, you're not necessarily worried about weight saving, but that's going to be damn lighter than the original roof was.
So yeah, exactly like you said, there's a purpose to it as such.
Yeah. Everything that's on here is there for a reason.
Again, coming around the back.
Yeah.
This hatch wing flap looks insane.
Yeah. That's
but again, I don't know anything about it.
That's a nod back to an earlier Escort, a Mark III Escort. They sort of Group B era. Ford were getting involved. They had the RS200. That program stopped. They went to the RS1700T, and that is what that is. It's a mock-up of an RS1700T boot lid with a bespoke carbon rear wing.
Okay. So that wing normally would have been what? Static? And obviously not carbon, or? Yeah,
the original standard one, is nothing like that at all. You don't see many of those done. It was just trying to do something different. That's the hard thing with Carl having a Ford Escort. How many Ford Escorts over the years have been different avenues of styling, different ways? It's trying to think of something different, fresh and new. And while I wouldn't say anything on here is mind-blowing, nobody's doing this now. Not to this level. I think now it's kind of, chuck some wheels on, do some little bits and bobs, and you've done a build. And it's quick fixes for likes and internet reaction and stuff like that. And it was nice just to get our teeth stuck into something. Everything ground up. I mean, everything's painted inside out, underneath, everywhere.
But also got the internet reaction.
Yeah. Well,
when it dropped, it was everywhere.
Yeah, it seemed it got a reaction. Not always good, but it got a reaction.
But any reaction's a good reaction.
It gets people talking, which is, I guess, what Carl wants.
So before we go into the inside, I just want to address the wheels situation. Obviously, we currently are Wheel Pros, and we've got some Rotiforms aero discs.
This is all Carl's choice. He was going to have some bespoke split rims done for the car, but then the world decided to have a pandemic, which kind of put a spanner in the works. So he couldn't have his wheels made, so he got some wheels that would work on the car, a bit of to and fro with offsets and sizes and everything else. But it's a 17-inch wheel behind a 19-inch aero disc.
I think that's a great call. The overlap from the aero disc, onto the wheel.
It's a bit of an optical illusion. It makes the wheels look massive. And with like the 1700T rear wing, the Escort Cosworth mirrors and whatever, and the roll cage and the seats, it's kind of a nod to motorsport as well with the aero discs on there,
Yeah, no, I like that. These discs, they are they also Porsche colour? They look
Yes,
Porsche.
Yeah, they're Porsche fashion grey. They came just plain white. And the white, I tried the white on there obviously, but it was such a contrast against the body colour. It looks quite, whereas with the carbon, with the tinted rear lights, tinted number plate and that, I just wanted to tone them down. Just picked another Porsche colour, Porsche fashion grey, which I think works. I think the grey and the pink.
It looks really, really good. Before we go into the inside, I just want to address this little pipe sticking out of here. How?
Well, I went to Essen last year before, and walking around there, getting ideas, looking at cars, and there was a Golf there. I can't remember the firm who built it, but Mark 7 Golf had the exhaust coming out the quarter panel, and went there with some friends, Dave Stewart and Steve, and we were looking around, and we said we'd already got Carl's car at that point, and we said, that'd be cool to do something like that. Sent some pictures to Carl and I said, what do you think about that for an exhaust? He said, could we do that on the Escort? I said, we are doing that on the Escort.
Perfect. I think it really,
Same again, I hadn't seen it done. Not to this. Yeah, it's a little bit of a rob of somebody else's idea, but I hadn't seen it done.
that's
on
how
this.
the world goes around, you know. I borrow a bit of your idea, but somebody else's idea,
yeah.
create my idea. And, you know, I think that's what brings the, you know.
Well, years ago, there was, in the Ford world, there was an Escort pickup that was done that had RS turbo engine in the front, one in the back, and he had these twin pipes coming out here, and exhaust had been done out the centre where the number plate is, out the centre of the exhaust, you know. Side exit ones like off a touring car down here.
Okay.
Same again, hadn't seen that done. So just wanted to push it a bit and different ideas.
Obviously then the interior, the seats look great with the matching stitching and centre.
Yeah, well that was one thing Carl did want to do. He wanted to do a pink Harris tweed.
So that is Harris tweed.
Yeah,
I was going to say Harris tweed because it looked Harris tweedy, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, it is. It's all proper Harris tweed.
No.
Cobra themselves trimmed the seats with the pink stitching. They are carbon seats. And then Carl provided us with meters of Harris tweed and asked what did we need it for, and I said, I did say to him, do you look good in a pink Harris tweed waistcoat? I won't tell you what you replied.
Yes.
But a friend of a friend, he's a trimmer, and he actually does furniture upholstery. And he done the sun visors, the gear gaiter. Inside, the glove box is even trimmed. Inside the boot, the spare wheel.
Oh, the spare wheel straps.
Yeah, that's all trimmed.
Yes.
Yeah, and he actually trims for Prince Charles as well. Does Prince Charles's furniture, so we thought that was kind of a quirky little thing. And we
Quite
did
in keeping with a Harris tweed.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think it works. It's quite bold, it's quite bright, and I had ideas of using different colours that are in the tweed for different aspects of the car, and they have even got a grey running through there as well, which ties it in.
Grey ties in with the wheels.
Yeah.
And then the dash. Is flocked.
Yeah, the dash is
Flocked, not
flocked. The dash is flocked with a custom-made pod made by Dave to house the air ride controller. All manner of things, the dash, the centre console, the kick panels.
Carbon door cards and the matching.
Yeah, the matching door pulls, yeah.
Yeah.
Just keeping all with the motorsport theme.
That looks, that's cool. Carrera Bodyworks, obviously, on the
It's
seat
just
rails.
a bit of self-less promotion,
yes, of
that
course,
is, you know.
have to, don't you?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a great job, so. Solid 90s
Yeah.
door closing. None of this soft close. Obviously, coming through to the back, I want to talk about the cage, which looks insane. And then you can see here, you get a better look at the Harris tweed straps and boot cover. Yeah, what type of cage?
It's a custom cage for a Series 2. I didn't know how committed Carl was to it all. Whether it be a bolting cage or whatever, he said, no, just weld the thing in. So yeah, that cage isn't going anywhere.
Looks great, and obviously good to know whoever's driving it's safe. And is that obviously the car's on air, as we can see?
Yeah,
it's,
airlift performance, yeah.
3P.
3P, yeah.
Is that the tank?
No, that's the cover for the exhaust. The exhaust comes up in the car. We thought quite loud, everything else. We want to try and box in a little bit. So that is a cut down air tank made to fit the car, made to cover that up.
Okay, so where is the...
Well, I was quite keen to make a feature of the air, the install, hardline it, whatever else. But Carl wasn't that worried about it. So we decided where the exhaust should be, there's a big empty gap. Why not fit the tank underneath? But the tank we had was way too long, so we cut the tank down, modified it. Everything now lives underneath the car, just to keep it clean and tidy inside.
I think that's a great call, I think, because when you look at it, obviously, because I was thinking about it, so obviously I know it's on air. And then we look back here and I couldn't see anything. I thought that sort of looks like a tank, but now you said it's
Yeah,
the exhaust
yeah,
cover.
yeah.
You know, that's a really good, it really keeps it clean. Obviously, you've got here, that's a
filler cap. Yeah, it only used to live on the outside here, so it hasn't gone a million miles from where it should be, but we just thought it would be quite a good idea. Why not have your exhaust inside the car with your filler cap? It makes sense.
And obviously a bit more carbon that we've got on the side. So
Yeah, all carbon trims, yeah.
Ties the interior together. Yeah, you know what, that's really clean.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep things clean and simple. It's loud enough, the colour's loud enough, you know, there's a lot going on with it. If Cole's right, if we had have done some sort of air install in there, it's overload, there's too much going on.
Yeah, no, I think it hiding the air underneath, I think is a great call. And obviously the fabrication of the tank and everything to make it work. It's really cool, I think it really...
Well, I think anything that takes a little bit more to do, some people won't do it. I think it's worthwhile doing it.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it right, what's the saying? If you're gonna
do it right.
There you go, that's the one.
That's the one.
You know what they say, fool me once, strike one, but fool me twice, strike three.
So we can't talk about the car and obviously not the engine. So this is RS Turbo 1.6,
1600 CVH. The engine itself is, I think, pretty much stock. You're going to have to stop because I need to pull the latch. Yeah, the engine itself is pretty much stock. It's got a few dress-up parts on there. It came with the yellow hoses, and when the car was black, and we did think, oh, that is going to look awful. But I actually don't mind the yellow and the Rubystone. Yeah, but everything has come out. While the engine was out, we cleaned a lot of it, cleaned a lot of the grime and bits and bobs off, painted the bay, just kind of dressed up a few bits. Although it's primarily stock, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and it's quite a rare thing, I'd say, on a car like this. Just colour-coded rocker cover, header tank, even done the battery. Yeah, just kind of dressed it up a bit.
So it just everything came out though when you were painting it. So
yeah, there was not a screw, a clip, nothing left in there. So that was all out. The same with wheel arches underneath the car. Underneath the car at the back, it was all taken apart. So I just like it. If you go to a show, you see a car that looks clean. If you catch a glimpse of something through the wheel, I think you should see a body colour rather than black. It draws me in, makes me think, you know, that's had a few quid spent on that. That's had a proper job.
Agree. No, it's a proper job, as you say. But yeah, so RS Turbo. Thank you very much, Jez, for showing us around.
No worries.
Pleasure. Great build, and I'm sure Carl appreciates the effort. And
I just hope he gets to see it soon.
When he gets to see it,
Yeah.
So this has been Carl's RS Turbo. Thanks to Jez from Carrera Bodyworks for showing us around and talking about all the cool details of the car. Thanks guys for watching. On to the next one.